In June 2021, LinkedIn users around the world woke up to a headline that sent a chill down their spines. A massive data leak, affecting over 700 million users, had been discovered. That's more than 90% of LinkedIn's total user base at the time. For context, LinkedIn had around 756 million users worldwide then. Which means, if you had a LinkedIn profile, there was a terrifyingly high chance that your data was among the exposed information. But what really happened? Was LinkedIn hacked? Did cybercriminals break into their servers? Or was this something even more disturbing, something hiding in plain sight? Let's unravel the full story behind one of the largest professional data exposures in history, the LinkedIn 700 million data scrape. To understand what happened, let's go back to April 2021, just 2 months before the 700 million record leak hit the web. A hacker going by the name God User posted on a popular hacker forum, claiming to have scraped data from 500 million LinkedIn profiles. The dataset included names, email addresses, phone numbers, genders, job titles, and links to social media accounts. Soon after, LinkedIn confirmed that yes, data had been scraped. But they insisted this wasn't a hack. Instead, the information came from publicly available data on user profiles. In other words, the attacker hadn't broken into LinkedIn's systems. They had simply collected information that users themselves had made public. Sounds harmless enough, right? Well, not quite. Fast forward to June 2021, and things escalated dramatically. A new dataset appeared on a dark web marketplace, this time boasting 700 million records. The seller claimed to have scraped nearly every single LinkedIn user. And unlike the previous leak, this one contained far more sensitive details: email addresses, phone numbers, geolocation data, employment histories, linked social media profiles, and even inferred salary information. All neatly packaged and ready for sale. The hacker even posted a sample of 1 million records for free to prove authenticity. Cybersecurity researchers quickly verified that the data was real and alarmingly accurate. But what made this incident so chilling wasn't just the number of profiles exposed, it was what cybercriminals could do with that information. LinkedIn is a treasure chest for social engineers. Unlike most social platforms, LinkedIn data is tied to your real identity, your full name, your employer, your education, and often your contact information. If a hacker wants to impersonate you, launch a phishing attack, or run a targeted scam, LinkedIn is like a buffet of personal details. By combining that information with other leaks, from Facebook, Twitter, or data brokers, criminals can build a complete digital profile of you. They can send fake job offers to steal credentials. They can impersonate recruiters or HR departments. They can even call your workplace, pretending to be IT support, using the exact details from your public profile to sound convincing. It's not just data, it's ammunition. Now, let's break down how this scraping actually worked. Unlike a traditional hack, where criminals break into servers or databases, scraping involves automated bots visiting web pages, collecting visible information, and saving it. LinkedIn's public profiles are often indexed by search engines, meaning anyone, logged in or not, can see certain data fields. Scraping tools like Python scripts or Selenium bots can scan thousands of these pages per minute, pulling structured data from the HTML code. That's exactly what happened here. The hacker didn't break in. They simply used LinkedIn's own front door over and over again, faster than any human could. But here's where it gets legally tricky. LinkedIn's terms of service prohibit scraping, but since the data was public, the act itself wasn't technically a breach under most data protection laws. However, once the data was compiled, sold, and redistributed, it crossed into dangerous territory. LinkedIn's response was carefully worded. They acknowledged the records matched information from their platform, but insisted it wasn't a hack. Their investigation found the data was scraped from LinkedIn and other websites. To affected users, that distinction offered little comfort. Whether stolen in a breach or compiled from public pages, their personal details were now circulating on dark web markets, buyable by anyone with a few dollars and bad intentions. The semantics don't change the harm. Individually, a name or phone number might not seem dangerous. But combined, like puzzle pieces, These details let attackers reconstruct identities in alarming detail. One analyst showed that by cross-referencing scraped LinkedIn data with other leaks, they could guess someone's city, job title, and even salary range within seconds. In the wrong hands, that fuels identity theft, blackmail, or corporate espionage. So what was exposed? Researchers found the 700 million dataset contained full names, email addresses, phone numbers, genders, job titles and company names, linked social profiles, and sometimes physical addresses or geolocation hints. There were no passwords or bank details, but that doesn't make it safe. With enough pieces, scammers launch phishing attacks that feel terrifyingly real. A message claiming, "Your employer updated payroll records. Please confirm," can fool people when it names their actual company and department. The dataset spread quickly across hacker forums and marketplaces. Some sellers charged a few $100s. Others gave chunks away free to build reputation in underground communities. Copies also circulated in private Telegram channels and dark web archives. Once scraped and distributed, data can be nearly impossible to fully remove. The internet rarely forgets. For victims, the immediate risk was practical and personal: convincing scams, targeted social engineering, and impersonation. Job seekers lost credibility after fake recruiter scams. Executives were impersonated in corporate phishing attacks. Personal information traded like currency became a tool for real-world harm. Who did it? No definitive identities surfaced. Analysts traced parts of the operation to automated scraping tools running on cloud services, using proxies and rotating IPs to evade detection. Many experts suspect it wasn't a single actor but multiple data brokers pooling smaller scrapes over years, which would explain why some records were outdated, with entries going back to 2019. The leak was a wake-up call. It proved you don't have to be hacked to be exposed. A public profile can be enough. It also blurred legal and ethical lines. Scraping isn't always illegal, but weaponizing scraped data is. The consequence is the same: millions of real people facing real fallout. Afterward, security researchers urged LinkedIn users to take precautions. First, check if your data appears in the leak using reputable breach monitoring services. Second, tighten your LinkedIn privacy settings. Hide your email and phone from non-connections, limit what's publicly visible, and avoid posting personal details in your About section. Third, treat messages with skepticism. Even polished, professional-looking communications can be fraudulent. Hackers weaponize trust by mirroring real company formats and names. Finally, remember that prevention can only go so far. Once data has been aggregated and circulated, removing it is extremely difficult. The best defense is awareness. Trimming what you share publicly, using privacy tools, and staying vigilant against social engineering. So next time you open LinkedIn, think twice before posting personal details. In a world where 700 million professional identities can be scraped and sold, the question isn't whether you've been exposed, it's whether you'll notice before someone uses your identity against you. If you found this eye-opening, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We'll keep digging into real-world digital mysteries and cyber horrors. Stay safe, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next one.